what you're gonna find in your try it before you buy it landscape lighting kit is 4 things. You're gonna find our RS uplighting fixture from FX Luminaire. You're gonna find our wash lighting fixture from FX Luminaire, and you're gonna find our path lighting fixture from FX Luminaire, which are 3 of the most used lights that we use in any of our landscape lighting projects. And along with that, it's going to come with a King Innovation Insta-Light, which is a battery pack that's going to allow you to go and test out these lights on your property to see which lights are going to look best where. The Try It Before You Buy It kit is a chance for you to go and feel the difference between a good quality light and a premium quality fixture and the poor quality lighting that you're going to find online and in a lot of other stores. So you get to test those lights out for 14 days, go and plug them in, test them out on your property, see what's going to look best. And if you don't love it, you send it back to us and you get a full refund. And if you do, you keep those lights at a discounted rate and you just get whatever else you need. And then to help you with that, we've come up with our free consultation where you can actually send me pictures of your property and we're going to help determine what are going to be the best lights to use in the best spots around your property to make your landscape lighting project run as smooth as possible. So I hope you guys take advantage of our Try It Before You Buy It kit with our uplight, our wash light, and our path light, and I look forward to hearing from you. Hey guys, it's Cal from the Lighting Doctor here. I hope you guys enjoy this video with some more great landscape lighting tips. To learn more about landscape lighting, go and check out our website at lightingdoctor.ca, or if you want to see what a real quality landscape light should look like, go and check out our Try It Before You Buy It offer where you can get a premium quality fixture at a discounted rate with your very own battery pack so you can go and test out how that light's going to look and feel what a real premium quality light should look like. So go and check us out at lightingdoctor.ca or go watch more videos on YouTube just by searching for the Lighting Doctor. This is our staple light. It's not just this one. You're going to find that 90% of the time, most of your landscape lighting plans, you're going to use really one of 2 lights, and there's a couple other ones that you'll integrate from time to time, but 90% it's either going to be some kind of an uplight like this or a path and garden light, which I will talk about. Now there's literally hundreds and hundreds of different kind of uplights out there. So how did we go and settle with this light as our primary light? It's not the only one we use, but this is the RS uplighting fixture from FX Luminaire. FX Luminaire is it's one of the leading brands in landscape lighting. They're owned by Hunter Industries, which is probably one of the largest, if not the largest, residential irrigation manufacturer in the world. And they bought FX Luminaire. It's been over 10 years ago now, and what they've really done is they've brought their customer service, their quality, and all that into their fixtures. Now, one of the things that I will say about this fixture is it comes with a 5-year warranty, but the thing that I know from installing landscape lights over the years is I don't even really worry too much about warranty. One of the reasons I like Hunter and I like FX Luminaire is I know if I have an issue with this, even if it's 10 years down the road, usually they don't ask any questions, but it's so rare that I have to. So when they say they give you a 5-year warranty, it's an actual warranty. It's not some BS lifetime warranty like you see all these cheap brands will give you. And I know they're BS because I know where they come from. Well, I've got crates sitting right behind this camera here of different samples from all kinds of different manufacturers overseas, in the US, in Canada, and it's all the same fixture. And some give lifetime warranties, some give 7-year warranties. And I know that a lot of that is just BS because a lifetime warranty nowadays, if you don't agree with me, doesn't even make sense because what are the chances that that same company is still going to be operating even 10 years down the road? So to give any kind of lifetime warranty, I don't know, in my opinion, it's just a bunch of BS unless it's one of those brands and those companies that you just know is going to build something. They've been around for a long time. They ain't going anywhere. But I'll tell you, the lights that you're going to find on Amazon and online that offer you a lifetime warranty, it's a bunch of BS. I've seen it. I replace them all the time. Good luck trying to get it. And even if you do, it doesn't matter. If you keep replacing crap with crap, what's your time worth to have to keep replacing that stuff? So that's why we've gone out. We've sourced out the RS uplight, and I'll show you a couple features why we like this light. One is super heavy duty. I've got another uplight here that we use that, again, we've sorted through a whole bunch of different ones. This is what I'll call a economy brand, very similar to a lot of the stuff you'll find on Amazon and that kind of stuff. And But the difference we went with this one and why we still use this in some operations, somebody's maybe a little more budget conscious, maybe they're looking to move in a couple years, so they don't want to spend too much money. But I like this fixture as opposed to a lot of them because of some features that I will get into, but it's still not going to be the same as a light like this. This one easily weighs twice what that one weighs, just because there's more material. It's an aluminum zinc combo, which is super durable. So whenever I get those emails from people in Florida or on the coast or anything that are worried about, is this light going to stand up? I know that this one will stand up better than most other lights out there. And there's really lights on the market, especially down in Florida and stuff that they sell. But I also know that you guys don't want to pay $500 for a fixture, and that's how we came up with this one, is for the $89, $99 that you're going to pay for this US, there is not a better value fixture out there. And you just have to feel it and you'll know. That's why we offer our try before you buy lights. You can actually buy this as a trial light, where you get it. It comes with a battery pack. You can just plug in, go test it out. But it gives you a chance to really feel and see what it's like. So that's one of the things, is just weight and durability is really good. I like these ones as opposed to a lot of the integrated fixtures that are on there. So an integrated fixture, all that is the difference is you're going to find two kinds of lights. You're going to find some that have like a drop-in bulb like this, or that have a built-in LED board. Especially if you're buying a cheaper fixture, you want to stay away from the LED boards because most of those are crap, and you can't just replace the bulb. You have to replace the whole fixture, which is a pain in the butt. There's some really good integrated fixtures on the market, just the price point goes up a lot. Those ones will last you a long time, but it just depends what you want to pay for what you're going to get extra. The reason that I like this one, especially for most of your do-it-yourselfers, irrigation contractors, landscapers who are just getting started out, the reason I like this one is because if you haven't done a lot of lights, sometimes you don't know how bright of a light should I use on a certain feature. Well, if you buy an integrated fixture, you can't change that. You pretty much have to know ahead of time how bright you need that light, or you're going to have to go rewire another light in to replace it. These ones, the reason I like it is because if I need a brighter light, I can just go and swap it out. The other thing I like about this too is as your landscape grows, say you start with a tree. We have a couple in our yard that we just planted a few years ago. They're maybe 8 feet tall, that we had some of these standard 4-watt lamps in. It was a little too bright, so all we did, because you can get standard filters that will fit most of these, we covered it up with a frosted lens, made it a little bit softer. As that tree grew, we needed it to be a little bit brighter. We took off the frosted filter. And now as that tree goes to be 20 feet, 25 feet taller, what we can do is we can just go swap out the bulb for something brighter. So I love that as an option, especially for all the do-it-yourselfers. And again, if you're buying any kind of fixture that's a little bit less money, you want to have that option so that you don't have to go rewire those lights, because if you're anything like me, it's not fun having to go dig up lights in your own property and have to replace those when you could very easily just go and replace it with another lamp. So that's one of the reasons I like this one. You'll see this orange ring here. This is a rubber seal that really helps keep the water and the moisture out. This is also this glass and the lens in here is all silicone, so again makes it super watertight, but easy enough if you need to go and adjust that bulb or anything like that. So I like that about it. Super easy to adjust. The other thing I like is there's no tiny little, even on this one, yes, this is a good fixture, but it's still got this little Allen key piece here that to secure the top of the fixture on, you got to mess around with that. It's a pain in the butt when it's been there for a while and it gets covered in dirt and all that kind of stuff. This one, you basically just kind of twist it off, but you'll see again, if you get the trial light, how well that actually sits on there, and it's super easy and super watertight. Because of that water seal, I know I get heck for this all the time, but a lot of times we actually use these in downlighting applications because I know how good that seal is, and it's so rare that we have issues with that. So another reason. Super easy, adjustable set screw, just a regular Phillips screwdriver, and you can loosen that off and you can adjust this however you need to be. I like that. The other thing I like on these ones, which you will not get on the cheaper fixtures, is there's a 10-foot lead wire on it. And why that's a big deal, again, for the do-it-yourselfers, if you don't know exactly where that light is going to fit, by having a longer lead wire, now you can wire that in, and it gives you tons of room to be able to move that light without having to go and rewire or mess with anything. Same thing as your landscape grows, maybe you need to move that light back further. Well, now you don't have this short little 3-foot lead wire where you can only move it back a little bit. You can go and move that light for years and years and years. So that's actually a really big deal, having that 10-foot lead wire on it as well. The other thing I like about it is FX Luminaire probably makes some of the most durable ground stakes that we've used. A lot of the cheap ones, especially at like Home Depot and Lowe's and all those places, are very cheap and they break all the time. You'd be amazed how many requests we get for people who just need to replace a stake, or I have to go out and repair, and all it is the stake just broke because they're cheap pieces of garbage. The other reason I like this one is because it's got this slot here, which is nice because now you can actually go pound this in the ground, and then you can just slide your light in and out of there without having to feed it through the hole. Some of the other ground stakes don't have that, and you have to feed the wire in first. And why that's tough is because now when you got to go pound that into the ground, well, it's tough to do when you got a wire sticking out, because now if you hit it too hard, you're going to break that wire, and then basically your fixture is screwed. So that doesn't seem like a big deal, but it actually is. And it's a nice big 8-inch ground stake, so it's nice and deep. It'll hold that light nice and secure. So again, it's all these little things that make a difference with this light. The other thing too, and a question I get asked all the time, is about mounting it. If you want to mount it to a house, a barbecue area, anything like that, you'll notice on the threads here, this is pretty much a standard 1/2-inch thread. So if you go to the electrical aisle at almost any home improvement store, you'll find all kinds of different mounting brackets like this. There's smaller ones. There's some that are like this that have like 2 holes, so if you wanted to mount 2 of them, but that basically just screws right into there. And I would do it here, but I got to feed the wire through, which is not a big deal. But again, that's why I like these ground stakes, because if you don't have that little slot there, well, then you got to do this, and you got to feed this whole wire through the whole 10 feet, and then you got to screw that fixture in. But the point is, it's a 1/2-inch thread, so you can literally go and buy any kind of mounting bracket, any kind of riser if you need to rise it up that has a 1/2-inch female thread to screw that into, and you're good to go. Sometimes when we need to put those on a riser and need them a little higher, that's what we'll do. We'll go get a 1/2-inch female thread, screw it onto here, 1/2-inch riser, and then we just screw it into the ground stake, and boom, we can get that above our plants. So many good things that you can do with this. The other thing about this light is FX Luminaire also makes some of the most efficient landscape lighting lamps that are out there. And why I can actually say that, as opposed to just feeding you guys a bunch of BS, is if you get some of their fixtures, and you can look at any ones, the cheaper ones you usually won't find this, but there's something usually on the box. There's their wattage, and then there's something called their VA. So you'll notice that it might be a 4-watt lamp, but the cheaper the light is, the less efficient it is, and their VA in a lot of cases could be like 7.4, which means that it's actually using 7.4 watts as opposed to the 4 watts that it says. Whereas a lamp like this is a 4-watt lamp, and the VA on it is 4.2, so it's extremely efficient. And why that's important too is when you're sizing your transformer, because if you have 10 lights that are 4 watts each, well, that's 40 watts. In this case, it's only 42 watts, but if you're using a cheaper one, that's at 7.4, well, you're at 74, 75 watts, which if you only bought like a 60-watt transformer, well, now you're hooped because those lights aren't going to work. And I get that call all the time when people can't get their lights to work, is because they've gone and they've bought a inferior product, and it's not as efficient. So FX definitely has some of the most efficient lamps on the market by far that can easily go in and out. You can get these in different brightnesses. You can get them in different beam spreads, angles, different things like that. You can even get different colors. You can get which are warm white, 2700 Kelvin, which is kind of the standard, but you can get them a little bit whiter than that as well. So, but the nice thing, if you don't like the way it looks, you can just go get a different lamp and you can pop it in here. And it'll still work with most other brands of lamps, but for what you get, you're not going to find anything better than this. And trust me, we've looked for years. So that is our staple light. And the other thing that I do like about it that's coming, I always get asked in the holidays, can I change the lights, colors and stuff? And yes, there's some systems out there that you can do that, but they're very expensive. What's going to be really cool is with this one, we've been testing for years, but a lot of the color changing bulbs that we've seen are not very good. They're not very compatible. They don't work well with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, but we've got a couple now that we're actually testing that are looking very promising. If those come into effect, what's cool is now at the holidays, and I wouldn't do it all year round because these are still going to be more efficient. They're still going to run better. They're going to last longer than the color changing ones for sure. But in the holidays, what you could do is you could just go swap out this bulb for one of the color changing ones that are Bluetooth or Wi-Fi operated, change the colors to whatever you need to, and then you're all set. Whereas right now what we do is we'll typically just put like a color lens on there, whether it be a green one, a red one, something like that for the holidays. The only thing you got to remember, whether it's Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, or a color lens, is when you add color, it makes it less bright. So you usually have to bump up the intensity somehow. So if we're putting a lens, we'll usually go just pop in again, just pop in a brighter bulb. Or if you're using a Bluetooth or Wi-Fi option, you just got to set the setting a little bit higher. But so many things you can do. The most versatile light on the market, FX Luminaire's RS LED uplight, now comes with the drop-in bulb, but you can go and swap that out for whatever you need. Favorite light by far, you can get it with our try it before you buy it light, so you can actually test it out, see how it's going to look, feel it. And if you, as always, if you guys have questions, email me, cal@lightingdoctor.ca, or go check out all our videos on YouTube, and be sure to subscribe so you get more of these reviews to find out what's going to be the best lights for your project. Hey guys, so like I said, on this project, we actually pulled out a bunch of old fixtures. They're actually really good quality fixtures. The only problem, and not that it's a problem, but these were probably installed 20 years ago, and they're all halogen fixtures. I would say if you're installing a new landscape lighting system, don't even consider halogen. It's just going to make it a lot more difficult to design and plan your system, because you got to be a lot more careful with things like voltage drop and stuff. And if there's if you're looking at getting a system installed and there's somebody out there who's still quoting you on a halogen system, the only reason they're doing it is they're just trying to make a sale, because halogen fixtures are cheaper than LED. Just like when you go buy a halogen bulb as opposed to an LED bulb for your home, the LED costs more, but you save more in power long term. You don't have to change bulbs all the time. And with a low voltage landscape lighting system, it just makes it a lot more attainable for the do-it-yourselfer to be able to go put in a system, because you don't have to worry about all those old videos on landscape lighting that are online that talk about voltage drop and hub and spoke and all that kind of stuff. Not that it's that important or not important. It's just, it's not as relevant as it used to be with halogen systems if you're using an LED system. So anyway, good fixtures, they're halogen. We're replacing them all with LED, but the thing that I want to really point out is the connections. So you know, you see these a lot at your big box stores. It's basically there's many different kinds, but all it is it's like a clamp-on device that basically you stick your wires into, and it just pierces into the wires. And the problem with that is anytime you start poking holes into your wire and it's buried underground where the soil is moist and you get rain and all this kind of stuff, what do you think is going to happen to that wire over time, and what do you think is going to happen to that fixture? Hey guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video presentation with some great tips and tools of how to go and properly and effectively light up your landscape. And be sure, if you want your own free consultation video, just send me an email at cal@lightingdoctor.ca with a few pictures of your property, and we'll get back to you with some really cool ideas and ways to go and effectively light your property. And be sure to watch the videos after this one for more tips on how to install landscape lighting, as well as how to light up your landscape the best way possible.